in New York. Now, the other night, Roy Acuff called me. He said, John, I'd like for you to do the opera. So I went out on the stage, but I couldn't sing. I got into half a verse if I walked the line, and something snapped in this head of mine. I yelled, stick 'em up, give me your money, your watches and rings. Well, I called New York to talk to that brain quack. I said, Doc, I've got to have my old brain back. He said, I'm sorry there, Mr. Cash, but I can't do that. He said, I put your brain in a chicken last Monday. He's singing your songs and making lots of money. And I got him signed to a 10-year recording contract. Now, friends, if you see me walking down the street, remember what you see ain't necessarily me. And if I try to hold you up, don't pay me no mind. But when you got $10 that you can blow, you ought to catch that Johnny Chicken show. He's doing fairs and concert dates all up and down the line. I said, stick 'em up, everybody, I'm robbing this place. Drop all of your money in my guitar case. Don't nobody move and don't nobody reach for that door. A lady said, why, you're Johnny Cash. I said, no, ma'am, I'm the Manhattan Flash, and I am the best bank robber in New York. Well, I don't pay any income tax. You don't pay tax on money you steal. You ought to catch that Johnny Chicken show. Chicken in black. Louis Theroux, Duke and Jones, jiggle jiggle. My money don't jiggle jiggle, it folds. I like to see you wiggle wiggle, for sure. It makes me want to dribble dribble. You know, riding in my Fiat, you really have to see it. 6'2" in a compact, no slack. Luckily the seats go back. I got a knack to relax in my mind, sipping some red wine. Shepherd's Bush, compact push, Notting Hill Gate, my Fiat skate with the crate.
Say sorry, didn't know. Probably got a year 10 to go, so let's go. I don't really know how to go slow.
Just got done walking in the snow.
Goddamn, that motherfucker's cold. Hey, you on the wrong mode, you open and close, you know, holes, no goes. This whole world's a shit mode, built to the brim like Gitmo. When you think it don't get mowed low, with their bow to the sticks on flow. All oppression's born of lies. I don't make the rules of just one God. All due respect of getting spit on, so how respect is now defined. The truth, but you got screwed and drank the Kool-Aid. There's a line, but then directly at the edge of a mass grave that's their design. Funny fact about a cage, you're never built for just one group. So when that cage is done with them and you still pour it, come for you. The newest lowest on the totem, with golly G you have been used. You have to build a death machine that down the line will kill you too. Pseudo-Christians, y'all are different. Kids in prison say the same shit. Even one scrap of what Jesus taught connected, you feel different. With a disingenuous way to piss away existence, I don't get it. I say you lost your goddamn minds if y'all possess one to begin with.
Just got done walking in the snow. Goddamn that motherfucker cold. Just got done walking in the snow. Goddamn that motherfucker cold. Just got done walking in the snow. Goddamn that motherfucker cold. Just got done walking in the snow. Goddamn that motherfucker cold. Yeah, ho, gangsta boom, run the jewel. We back on our shit in this cold ass.
The way I see it, probably 3 years from the ages 1 to 4. Around the age of 5, you shift away from your body to be stored. They promise education, but really they give you tests and scores. And they predict in prison population by who's scoring the lowest. And usually the lowest scores the poorest, and they look like me. And every day on the evening news, they feed you fear for free. And you so numb, you watch the cops choke out a man like me. Until my voice goes from a shriek to whisper, I can't breathe. And you sit there in the house on couch and watch it on TV. The most you give is a Twitter rant and call it a tragedy. But truly the travesty, you've been robbed of your empathy, replaced it with apathy. I wish I could magically fast forward the future so then you can face it and see how fucked up it'll be. I promise I'm honest, they coming for you the day after they coming for me. I'll be the target, I'll leave the couch, I'll lay in low for a week. I said something on behalf of my people and I'm pumped up in with unique. Thank God that I'm covered, the devil is something and you know the evil don't speak. Big Gregory told me a couple of secrets before we lay down in the grave. All of us serve the same masters, all of us nothing but slaves. Never forgetting the story of Jesus, the hero was killed by mistake.
Just got done walking in the snow. Goddamn that motherfucker cold. Just got done walking in the snow. Goddamn that motherfucker cold. Just got done walking in the snow. Goddamn that motherfucker cold. Just got done walking in the snow. Goddamn that motherfucker cold.
Who really wanna run it with the true runner? Go hellfire high in a new summer. It's cold winter, baby, in a true summer. I suicide bomb in the true hummer. It birds that fly out of blue zone.
Bad news coming through, son. Treat beats like a wet dot chew on 'em. Got a stroke or two on 'em.
Say a lie, not because it's illicit. Do I have to get explicit? As a matter of fact, I sip on the yacht with Pig and Reese, 200 diamonds in their piece. I'm trying to get mine so I can shine. Jiggle, jiggle. I'd like to see you wiggle, wiggle. Jiggle, jiggle. I'd like to see you wiggle, wiggle. My money don't jiggle, jiggle. It folds. I like to see you wiggle, wiggle. For sure. It makes me want to dribble, dribble. You know, riding in my fear. You really have to see it. 6'2" in a compact. No slack. But luckily the seats go back. I got a knack to relax in my mind. Sipping some red wine. I think that went really well, don't you? I enjoyed it. Not just being in the booth. So, unless you have anything else, that's a wrap. My money don't jiggle, jiggle, it folds. I like to see you wiggle, wiggle, for sure. It makes me want to dribble, dribble. You know, riding in my fear. You really have to see it. 6'2" in a compact, no slack. And luckily the seats go back. Got a knack to relax in the mind. Sipping some red wine. Back, sipping back, mine, sipping back, mine, baby, sipping back, sipping back, mine, sipping red. Red, dribble, compact, beats fucking compact and back, compact, beats, got a fucking beats, back. Knack, beats, compact and two beats, compact and luck and beats, compact and beats, compact and beats, compact and slack. And luckily the seats go back.
Hello, everybody. It is good to see you all here today. Can you hear me okay? I don't think I can hear myself, but I'm probably very loud for you guys. Thank you for coming in today, knowing that we're probably going to be talking about some epically fucked up stuff. That is more Epstein file stuff, but I have to purge it from my soul. And the good news, though, is that, of course, I've got a ton of really creative videos that people on the internet have made to completely drag public officials who deserve it, who are not doing what they should be doing. So we ridicule them mercilessly. We drag their ass. We take their wigs until they can behave and ascend to reality. And it seems to be working. In fact, not only is that working, I think the thing that seems to be working better than anything we could ever do is these folks in our government are actually going in to look at the files. They're actually going in to look at the unredacted files. And they are seeing what's in them. And they are completely flipping sides. Some have claimed to be pushed out of the government. They quit. Some have completely flipped sides. Some have teamed up with Democrats. Now it's a big kumbaya fucking party. And some have emerged as unlikely heroes. Very much like when Jaime Lannister started hanging out with Brienne of Tarth. And everybody's like, he's cool now. It's like, didn't he fuck his sister and kill a kid? But throw a kid off a balcony, whatever. I guess we're just going to forget all the things they did now. But in a way, that's the price you got to pay because we really need them. We need the votes. For what? I mean, that's the shitty part, is even if they get the votes, it doesn't seem to matter. Because remember, they got the votes for the Epstein Transparency Act, and then they said, okay, here's the deadline. And then the DOJ missed the deadline fantastically. They missed it so bad. They got away with all these excuses. Pam Bondi just being horrible. And they just kept getting away with it. So even when we win, we don't win, But to see them come out ghost-faced, pale, almost like I am in the sliding. acting like they just saw something real fucking traumatic and going, okay, I'm sorry, you were right, I was a snowflake, I'm so sorry. It's like, oh shit. Now I have to tell the liberals I'm very, very sorry. Yeah, dude, now you know why we were all mad. Like, everybody knew that. Here's the thing. If you gotta scream that someone's a pedo for 10 years alongside, like, hundreds of other people and then thousands and then millions even, and then, you have a core group, a couple hundred victims also saying it. I mean, if you don't believe it by then, it feels like you're never gonna believe it, but whatever's in those unredacted files seems to have done the work, seems to have gotten the point across. And yet, now they're saying what are we on the verge of a government shutdown? Is Trump about to shut down the government to hide this shit? Is he about to juice us all of income? Like, what's going on here? And a lot of weird, wacky, wild stuff has been going on in the news lately. We talked about the party balloons yesterday. They said we're going to shut down the airspace. Or was that the day before? It all blends together. We're going to shut down the airspace because we think that there's cartel drones coming in to kill us. Oh, turns out party balloons. So they fucked up everyone's day, travel plans with that. Scared a lot of people along the border here. Fucking freaked them out. Freaked all of America out. Some of us thought, are we going to war? Is he going to bomb Iran right now? Like, what's happening? He must really not. But it turns out it's just the incompetent work of the FBI scaring the FAA. And then the FBI fucked up Nancy Guthrie, and now they're in a fight with the sheriff who also fucked up the Nancy Guthrie case. So that's happening. What else? What other news? Oh, yeah. And then remember Breonna Aguilera, the case here in Austin where the girl jumped allegedly from the building. And, we went over it extensively. And then we saw that sassy lawyer, all that stuff. So they've officially concluded after a deep and thorough investigation on all sides that she apparently did, in fact, the cause of death is suicide. So they're calling that case closed, and that's what's happening there. Do I agree with it? I mean, kind of, after the little bit more that we've seen. And it's very sad, and I just hope her family can heal over time. But that case is officially closed, apparently. So there's that. I do not know if the family continues or wants to continue on with the attorney they have. But that's what's going on there. Meanwhile, everybody is diving headfirst into wrecking Pam Bondi's life, decimating Kristi Noem, which I love, and simultaneously tearing ass through the Epstein files. The amount, there's a far-right nationalist guy who leads like this militia who's been pro-Trump, super crazy bastard for a long time. Also very like anti-Semitic and very like white power, all these things. And that dude like constantly talking up Trump. Like, he loves Trump. We're not going to show his videos because I do not support that at all. Fuck that guy. But even that guy's like, put Trump in jail. Like, everybody's done with it. He has the lowest approval rating apparently ever right now since all the times in office. And there's good reasons for that. I'm going to show you that today. And not just him, like everyone in his cabinet. There's a lot of stuff that has come out today. Every single day that we step closer in this to getting more and more into the files, more outrageous stuff is coming out, and it is bad. I think the biggest thing, though, right now that I guess you could say it does connect with, here's the thing. In the files, there's a lot of intelligence documents and warnings even saying, hey, we have an informant, a CHU. Remember, we talked about that. It's not necessarily someone who's been to prison or committed a crime. It's actually someone in the intelligence community who perhaps has a handler, perhaps a fellow spy, perhaps someone with a high security clearance who comes to the police, to the FBI specifically, or the CIA, and they say, hey, I have some intel, and it happens to be directly related to the Epstein files or people within it. And what's crazy is a lot of this intel, I thought it was 2 or 3. No. There's a lot of intel. If you just type in Jared Kushner's name in the DOJ docs, it turns out I might actually be psychic. It's true. He really is that bad. Jared Kushner seems to have sold out our country. And the thing is, we knew this for a long time because there have been articles written about it. You'll see. I'll show you later. But what's crazy is it came out today that there's this big whistleblower situation. You remember how Tulsi Gabbard was in Georgia just sniffing and snooting around through all the election stuff? And she tried to be like, this is for our national security. We want to make sure that our election is going to be fair and free. So they pretty much jumped everyone in charge of that shit, got in there, meddled, snooped around, did some digging. And everybody's like, hey, Tulsi, why the fuck were you there? That's pretty crazy. Because you guys made it sound like it wasn't something where you were going to personally, like, why are you there? Why is there no oversight? Why didn't you guys ask first? Like, it was just all weird. And then a whistleblower came out on the news, his lawyer, and Congress came out. And first Congress said, hey, how come we didn't hear that there's a whistleblower, Tulsi Gabbard? Because someone, like, right around now, so you just raided these electoral ballots in Georgia, likely to try to cause some kerfuffle, talk some shit, even though judges have already determined there was no fuckery. So what the hell? So why are you doing that, Tulsi? And why is it that the week that you do it, we find out that a whistleblower came to you and gave you very important security and intelligence information that affects the whole country? And you didn't fucking tell anyone. In fact, you tried to hide it from Congress. So why are you doing that, Tulsi? And who is this whistleblower? Because we're seeing reports of this. And this attorney is telling us, like, that it's some deep shit and it's very important and it, like, directly affects our national security. Like, it actually life or death shit. So Tulsi, what is it? You need to tell Congress. And then Tulsi did like those dogs where they rip up the couch and they're like, they're just smiling and looking away. She's just refusing. She's like, no, I'm not going to tell you anything. And then right around when this shit's just hit the news and Congress people, like people in all areas of government, really, even senators were like, hey, what the fuck? Why didn't you even you didn't give this to any other national security people? Like, you literally hid this. Like, this kind of a big fucking deal because the process has historically gone the way it's supposed to, which is you fucking tell security people and then we find out and then we vote on how to handle that shit. And we work alongside in tandem with you, the president, everybody. The Dow gets a say. Just kidding. They probably do. So why, Tulsi, why didn't you fucking tell anyone? Because, see, the last time some shit like what you just did happened, it was called Watergate. So what the fuck, Tulsi? Kind of a big deal, Tulsi. Tulsi doesn't fucking, she said, no, I'm not going to tell anybody. You guys are being racist. You guys are saying I'm a Russian asset. You guys are condemning me because of what my parents did growing up. Okay, bitch, chill. Okay, Rogue from X-Men, wannabe bitch. Timu Rogue, I need you to calm down. Okay? She did, Mitty. She made a deal with the devil. But here's the thing. It's been long discussed that they're actually going to put a Russian asset in an election soon. And it's going to be the year that they really fuck with the elections, which happened to be that year, the first year that he ran. So that's kind of fucking crazy, right? Riddle me this. Why the fuck did the whistleblower's attorneys say, oh, I guess we'll just nut up? Because I don't think you realize that this whistleblower has top flight security clearance, like within the orbit of the president security clearance. Like, only a handful of people have this level of security clearance, and I'm trying to fucking tell you. And it's a really big fucking deal because the person who I'm whistleblowing on has a higher security clearance and is in direct contact with the fucking president. So you need to get at me, Tulsi Gabbard, in Congress, or I'm just going to whistleblow to everyone on the news. I'm just going to have my lawyer whistleblow to everyone on the news, or maybe tell someone. And then they went, oh no. What do we do? And they didn't answer quick enough. So what happened? Came out on the news. Suddenly pops up. Suddenly the attorney's on the news. He's talking about it. Suddenly it's popping up in Wall Street Journal, everywhere. So guess what happened, you guys? Jared fucking Kushner, however you fucking say it. Jared Kushner. Ivanka's little butt boy. The little pale puppet. Someone called him fragile boned, and I laughed for like an hour today. That little fragile boned bitch, Jared Kushner, sold us out. And he sold us out to all kinds of people. Mainly Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Russia, Iran, China, every fucking one. He sold us out for a lot of money. Now, here's the thing. We kind of already knew that. It was in articles a lot. Vanity Fair wrote about it. Everybody talked about it. He gave away, what did he give away? The country, and he got $3 billion, right? So that was pretty crazy because no one said anything. But they did say, lower his security clearance, take away his security clearance. That was last time. So now, exactly, United Arab Emirates. So now, turns out, selling us out to those guys. And what's even weirder about that is when you read in the Epstein files, look them up in the Epstein files. And what do you see? Exactly what Angela put. UAE asset, Saudi asset, Qatar. I know it's pronounced Qatar. I say Qatar asset. So many assets, this one. So many assets. So much money. So I started looking through the Epstein files, and I remembered, what was that property Gerard Kirchner owns? I'm going to keep pronouncing his name wrong. Yeah, it's 666 Fifth Avenue, right? So I thought, well, let's just look up that address because it happens to be where a lot of other goods and services are, specifically the bank that Jared deals with. And we know this because of old real estate articles that were written about the failed real estate projects he has in Baltimore that were falling apart. He was a slumlord. So in order to pay their rent, where they have to mail it to? His bank, which was Citibank, 666 Fifth Avenue. So I thought, let's look up that address in the Epstein files. And would you believe it? Epstein sent so much fucking money to Jared. Would you believe that? I actually looked more into that invitation thing that I showed you guys to the 25th anniversary New York Observer party. So it turns out Donald Trump, Ivanka Trump, Donald, Ivanka, and Jared cordially invited Mr. Epstein, and this was in 2013. I thought you weren't his friend anymore, Donald. And see, Peggy Siegel, she handles all the PR for everyone. She's everyone's PR lady. She handles it for Epstein. She handled it for the New York Observer at the time. She is the fucking PR lady for the stars. I believe she might actually be who Samantha in Sex and the City is based off of, because she's powerhouse PR friends to a woman named Candace Bushnell, who wrote Sex and the City, who was previously invited to all these parties. She was on Peggy's ultimate client list, which, yes, is in the Epstein files. And you know what's fucking crazy? Peggy knew the entire time that Epstein liked young girls. But Peggy, after he went to prison, continued to email with him and let him know, shame on these girls. They're all whores who need to get real jobs instead of preying on addicts like you, Jeffrey. She said, Jeffrey's an addict. You need to go to a spa resort addiction treatment center. She actually put this shit in emails right before telling him he has an addiction to young girls, which she puts LOL at and giggles at and then blames the victims. I can't believe, when are these women going to get jobs? Is what she said. And learn to stop preying on men like you. You have a disease. You have an addiction. How dare they take advantage of your vulnerability? Gold diggers. She said that about the victims who were heinously raped as children. I digress. That bitch is in there a lot. And would you believe it? at multiple different events. Old Peggy Siegel, she goes ahead, she sends Epstein the guest list beforehand. Not everyone gets the guest list. He gets it. She sends him all of her articles about Hollywood to get him to edit them and look over them and tell her if they're good. She makes jokes with him about being a grandma. I'm going to be at the beach. Do you want to meet up, sweetie? They are pretty much best friends. Like, they literally meet up a lot. Everybody else, he seems to just, if they're not coming to him, he's like, that's one thing I noticed is if they're not coming to him and they're not a really fucking hot girl, or there's not going to be really fucking hot girls around, or children, and I'm not going to say hot children, just children. Let's just leave it at that. But he likes to say, quote, hot girls, young girls, cute kids, someone pretty, a product that's better than last time. Shit like that. So if it's not that, or if they're not coming to him, he doesn't really go to a lot of places unless it's with one of his boys. He's got a couple of boys, okay? He's got Larry Summers, all right? Oh my God, his boys. Let's talk about his boys for a sec. He's got Larry Summers. He's got Leon Black, who's one of the worst people in those files. I would say top 3 worst motherfuckers in those files. We'll get to him. Woody Allen is his boy, Steve Bannon. And let me tell you, it is so weird to see Woody Allen, Steve Bannon, okay? Fucking weird. Deepak Chopra, 2 to 3 government fucking congressmen, people who now work for our Secretary of Commerce, various people in these emails mixed in with him while Soon Yi's constantly trying to flirt. Soon Yi had him buy panties for Woody for his birthday. He needs new underwear. That's what the maid said. He really needs new underwear, Woody. So him and his boys, okay, Kimball Musk, they like to get together, but here's what's funny. Never Elon. He's not allowed. So unless it's them in a group and they're going to be outside of the U.S., he doesn't really leave unless it's for Peggy. What was weird was after 2013 even, she was arranging lunches with him and she would say, Blair Trump is here. And he would go. Jared Trump wants me to invite you. Jared's here. He would go. Why? Because Jared and Epstein know each other from way back in the day. The Dersh. He sends so much money to Jared. It is crazy how much money still. He sends a lot of money to Jared. So it comes out that Jared is selling out our country for a lot of money. Okay. Jared's playing everyone. Jared's cutting deals without a security clearance. Okay. Even the pedophiles did reject Elon. They don't want anything to do with Elon. And Epstein will literally pay for people to leave him alone. But when Peggy calls, he goes. Okay. Peggy would send invites to him and she would specify. She literally made Leslie Groff write to him and multiple other assistants write to Jeffrey. Make sure you tell Jeffrey no young girls at this one. The press is going to be everywhere. That's crazy, right? Then at others, she would say, heads up, a lot of really young, cute girls are going to be at this one. You want to come out? I'll keep the press away. In almost every party invite she invites him to, the Trumps are there. And this is up to a decade after 2005. And he's still sending Jared money. But as if it doesn't get worse, there's actually emails of people reaching out directly to Epstein saying, can you send this to Trump? And him giving the hell yeah. And that is as recently as in the last 8 years. That's crazy. Because Trump lied the fuck to us big time. But that's a lot. That's too many lies. That's a lot of lies. And total lies. And then Jared getting all this money. And then it's weird because Bannon and Woody Allen and him. Oh, and the other guy. So the guy from Norway, if you see TJER in the emails, that's the guy from Norway, right? We'll get to him. He's one of the people that just got fired. A lot of people in other countries are getting fired. And I love that. I love that for them. But this group of people, in addition to Saul.im, who is the guy, I know it sounds like a fucking DJ. No. He's a guy, okay, who is a part of a royal family who sent Jeffrey Epstein a video of a man being tortured to death and run over with a car called the torture video. And then Jeffrey Epstein said, I love that shit. Thank you. That's the best. Really like that. So there's that. And no, never Katie Seagal. No, Peggy. Hello, Peter. You might want to. Go back, put it on 1.25. So there's a lot to get to. Okay, there's a lot of it that I'm just purging like a 100th of the shit I've seen. This shit's so disturbing. It is so disturbing. I had to purge it. I have to get it out. I have to get some anger out. But also, let's get some of it out through glorious videos. But first, of course, we're gonna need a prayer. Okay, we're gonna need a prayer because this is a big one. All right, here we go. Everyone, bow your head. GM.
Heavenly Father, we thank you tonight for all your blessings. You said in all things give thanks. So we want to thank you tonight for these mighty machines that you brought before us. Thank you for the Dodges and the Toyotas. Thank you for the Fords. And most of all, we thank you for Roush and Yates partnering to give us the power that we see before us tonight. Thank you for GM Performance Technology and RO7 engines. Thank you for Sunoco Racing Fuel and Goodyear tires.
And thank you for Mia Beto's son, Head. Thank you, or Heed. Mia Beto's son, Heed. I'm having a hard time talking, you guys, like just forming words because have you ever read all day and then you have to talk to someone and you just can't say words? You're just like, blah, blah, blah. I sound like I'm having a stroke. I promise I'm not. Also, for the record, not suicidal. Okay. I'm just going to follow in suit with, by the way, did you know that the elected representatives who have gone against the grain and spoke out about this shit, the Republicans, they're all posting all over. Like everybody who yelled at Pam Bondi is posting all over Twitter. By the way, I am not suicidal. I don't wish to hurt myself. Like when our government officials have to do that, we're in Russia, right? We're in Russia, right? What the fuck? We shouldn't have to do that. I thought we were the freest.
Bring performance and power to the track. Lord, I want to thank you for my smoking hot wife tonight, Lisa. My two children, Eli and Emma, or as we like to call them, the little E's. Lord, I pray you bless the drivers and use them tonight. May they put on a performance worthy of this great track. In Jesus' name, boogity, boogity, boogity. Amen.
All right. So you're about to see some shit coming up next. This is a song. Okay, this is a song. It's about Pam Bondi. So everyone behave. Listen to this song this person made. I love it.
How many of Epstein's co-conspirators have you indicted? How many perpetrators are you even?
The Dow right now is over 50,000. I don't know why you're laughing. That's what we should be talking about. The Dow right now. S&P at almost 7,000.
Like, if she would have broke it down like this, I wouldn't be as pissed. If she would have broke it down like this, I wouldn't be as pissed.
The American people need to know this. Need to know how.
Also, love the look Jaya's giving her.
People need to know this. Need to know how is the Dow.
Let me address the survivors because that's
how is the Dow.
Love his face. Love his face.
This administration released over.
Pause it. So that was the Dow song, okay? You like it? Good. I can't play it twice or copyright, but I will link it below. Now, this is a video I made for you guys. Hello, Lori Marie. Welcome. Welcome, Jermaine. Welcome, everybody. Mia Bido. Everybody who's here. Thank you, Pierre. Hello, Pierre. They are all fucking clowns. You're right. So I made a video to clown them, and this is for you, and I hope that you like it because it's for you.
This administration released over 3 million pages of documents, over 3 million. And Donald Trump signed that law to release all of those documents. All of those documents. All of those documents. He is the most transparent president in the nation's history.
Trump and two of his sons are suing the IRS. The lawsuit filed over what they say is the unauthorized disclosure of his tax information during his first term.
And none of them asked Merrick Garland over the last.
Oh, wait, what was that? You like slow down Bondi? I did get a few people say that. Now, when she goes, tss, of course I had to put a snake because that's what she is. But I just want to stress, you know why I slowed that part down, right? Because yes, all of those documents. But she didn't. She only gave us like half. Pam, you're perjuring yourself, you nasty. On your third husband. I'm sorry.
All of those.
Oh, for sure. All of them.
He is the most transparent president in the nation's history.
Trump and two of his sons are suing the IRS.
Yep.
The lawsuit.
See, that's why he wouldn't give up his taxes. And then someone finally released his taxes from the IRS and now he's suing them. No, I'm sorry. He's not suing them. They went to jail. Oh, that's right. He's suing us. Oh, that's right. We have to pay for this bullshit. And how much was it? 10 billion? Okay. Because we can't afford eggs, you motherfucker. I guess we'll all just go bankrupt so you can have $10 billion because you didn't want to disclose that you paid no dollars. Okay. Sounds pretty fucking transparent to me. Psych.
Held over what they say is the unauthorized disclosure of his tax information during his first term.
And none of them asked Merrick Garland over the last 4 years one word about Jeffrey Epstein.
Thanks. I want to switch gears a little bit. I was encouraged earlier when you said that the department's purposes are to make sure, include among them, to be sure that both the powerful and the powerless are treated equally. I want to talk about one case where that obviously hasn't happened, and that's the case of Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein, and his many victims of domestic and international sex trafficking. Obviously, he evaded justice for years, and when the department did ultimately partner with local authorities, it allowed charges to be brought that didn't befit the seriousness of his crimes. Infuriatingly, he was allowed to die by apparent suicide in federal custody, despite the fact that everybody knew he was a suicide risk and many people would benefit from that outcome. And then most recently, his state has failed to pony up to make right on all of their obligations to compensate his victims. What do you think went wrong with the department's handling of the Epstein case?
Senator, so my position as a judge, and also my previous position as a prosecutor, I'm always been extremely careful not to comment about something without knowing the facts. The facts I know about the Epstein matter are the ones I've read in the media and that I've seen on television. So I don't think, I'm just not in a position.
We can agree that those are disgustingly embarrassing about how weak the department's pursuit of this evil man was.
Absolutely. But you asked me the why question, and I can't answer the why question. But on the values question, I can answer. This is just horrendous. And he obviously should have been vigorously prosecuted substantially earlier, but I don't know the why.
And he has co-conspirators who are still being held in pursuit. And as you and I discussed in private, I hope that we will make sure that the department prioritizes resources for this. Scores and scores of the women he victimized.
By the way, you know that this entire situation that they're talking about in regards to the DOJ dropping the ball, this was 4 years ago, right? So this was when Merrick Garland was getting questioned and grilled as to whether he would even be sworn in. So he really didn't have the authority at this moment to do any of that if he fucking wanted to. Simultaneously, he had not yet been allowed to see the court records that were under seal. And then there's another weird thing about this that clicked. Oh, yeah. Who is the attorney general in Florida at the time when this investigation and the follow-up with the witnesses that had been acquired between 2005 and 2011, who was that? Who was the attorney general in Florida who was working in tandem with the FBI, who had 100% the ability to charge, add charges, stack charges, or at least not send him his clemency application, which she did, and I'll show you because it's in the files. That's right, it's Pam Bondi. Till 2011, actually. So a whole decade before this bullshit, she could have done something. Hell, Pam Bondi, if you think about it, has a combined total of about a decade's worth of responsibility, where she could have done something because it was her fucking state. Crazy.
Victimized are just in their 30s now, but they've had so much of their lives stolen from them. And obviously, sex trafficking is a scourge of our time. And I really would hope that the department continues to do an after-action review on why we've underinvested there.
One word about Jeffrey Epstein. How ironic is that? You know why?
The use of words expressing something other than their literal intention. Now that is irony.
Because Donald Trump, the Dow right now is over. The Dow is over $50,000. I don't know why you're laughing.
Nobody tells me that I don't know controversy. You gotta be kidding me.
So there's that. Also, I get why people want to blame Obama. I get that. But you got to remember, they weren't lying yesterday when they said it goes back further than that. I believe it was Massey who said that. Obama didn't take office until 1 year before the end of Jeffrey's probation, I believe, or when he was already on probation. So that shit was already settled. He was serving his time. He was sentenced already. And then Alex Acosta suddenly ends up with a sweetheart deal in Trump's cabinet, while Jeffrey gets a sweetheart deal. So when Obama comes in, you got to remember this dude is on an ankle monitor serving time. So that's kind of weird. And then it was up to Pammy from there because we were dealing with some appeals, right? And the problem is the appeals weren't working because he got the sweetest of the sweetheart deal and he agreed not to, but he tried anyway. And he tried to get clemency and he tried to get back his right to vote. Pam sent him the documentation. It seems that the Obama administration rejected that shit because it was federal. So what's crazy then is when more victims come forward, you would think that they would charge them, right? But those victims, because a lot of them were in Florida, the ones that were, they said, you can't double jeopardy. But it's like, no, that kind of doesn't work. And there was a lot of shit going on because in Epstein's little black book, you know who was there? The officers who literally were in charge of charging him and interviewing the victims. The ones that we heard interviewing the victims in those tapes. They're in his black book, as was the chief. So like, yeah, there was a couple of years where Obama could have done something, sure. The problem was it was being covered up by then. So that kind of sucks. Then when it came back in the news and shit, that's election season, and they all could have paid attention, and no one did anything about it. And then it comes back up again. You notice how it comes in waves? And I feel like both sides use it to their benefit to get votes, and then neither did anything about it. No one wanted to press anyone on the neck. That's why I don't use ChatGPT. I don't need anyone to tell me who's the best. If you go on Grok, they'll tell you that fucking a lot of people are the best who are not the best. Same with ChatGPT. That's a problem because these are reliant AIs and they're reliant on the public. So they're literally programmed to go with what's the most popular at the moment. They're taking in info. So if a bulk amount of us are really into Cardi B, then that's what gets fed to the AI. And then when it's asked who's Cardi B, they're gonna be like, she's fucking great. But if everybody's like, Cardi B's a bitch, all of a sudden, then that's what's gonna pop up, right? So it's really us who drives the AI, and that's what's fucked up, because I don't even trust us. Because look how many fucking people didn't believe those girls. Look how many fucking people didn't believe all the shit that we've been hearing for years that is true. Then some people are taking it too far and making a wild shit that could easily be disproved, and it's really crazy. It's just too much. There's one girl who claimed Epstein killed a ballerina. Her boyfriend admitted to it. They found the acid that him and his dad bought to try to dissolve her, and then he threw her in a well, and then, of course, it's Russia, so he got 5 years. So it's like, damn. But because Jeffrey bought acid that time, everybody's like, hold on. This ballerina is mentioned. He loves ballet. She goes missing. They believe her body was dissolved in acid, but they didn't read why or by who. It was the reason they believe that is because her boyfriend told them he did it and then showed them the acid. So people are just taking that and skipping all the research and going straight to Epstein did it. It is fucking crazy. You know what I know? And I agree with you, Perry, on the honey traps. You know what's also crazy? I noticed that Pam Bondi in the hearing, she has this burn book, right? What is a burn book? Think about that. It's a binder full of women. No, Mitt Romney. It's not what it is. A burn book is a binder that's full of things that you can use to take down your enemies. The type of shit that would really embarrass them. The type of shit they don't want out there. Shit that you can say to really roast them. The burn book. Really make them look terrible. Isn't that what Epstein did? Doesn't it feel kind of fucking awkward and weird and just nasty and just all the gross feelings that old Pamela is up there with her client list, her book of blackmail, her book of, ooh, you say something to me and I'm going to say this shit. It's kind of crazy because that's what Epstein did. So as people are questioning her, what are you going to do about this man who is doing this and using children to do it, using children to blackmail? And she says, hold on, and then flips through her book and goes, I'm going to blackmail you with this information, all right? And then she spits it out. She doesn't even do the black. She just skips all that and talks her shit. Collecting heinous shit on people for the purpose of using it to fuck them because you're retaliating or to get something out of them is what Jeffrey did. And she did it to us on the record, live, in front of representatives who are supposed to hold her accountable. It kind of reminded me of this, so I put this on here.
Jeffrey Epstein? Yeah, but before you judge me, know this. Yes, I was on the sex island, but only for the snorkeling. I didn't know anything about the kid stuff. No, look, 95% of what went on down there was not pedophilia.
Oh, yeah?
No, the other 5%.
This is literally what Lutnick said. The guy standing next to the president all the time, that guy who matches one of the masks on Epstein's wall, that guy, this is the exact thing he did of Frank Reynolds, you guys.
Yeah, but before you judge me, know this. Yes, I was on the sex island, but only for the snorkeling. I didn't know anything about the kid stuff. No, look, 95% of what went on down there was not pedophilia.
Oh, yeah?
No, the other 5%, that sullied the whole operation.
Yeah, it sure did, Frank.
Well, it ain't just...
Hey, you know what's also crazy? Oh, God, everything went white. Really? Come on, StreamYard. I thought you fixed this. StreamYard, y'all play too much. Do you see it? Everything went white over here. Let me remove it for a second. Guys, give me 1 second. I got to pop out and fix Out of control. Absolutely out of control. What the hell, man? StreamYard, what is you doing? And why is you doing it, StreamYard? Anyway, I'm trying my best, okay, to get you guys all the crazy shit that I think you need to know. It would take me hours and hours to just get through the shit that I've wanted to purge all day from my brain. But I did decide this one, we're going to focus on people who hosed these heinous individuals who are withholding from us and stuff that I think is strange and new that I think you need to see. I think we're going to focus on, I guess it's hard because I don't want to focus on any disturbing allegations, but the shit that's way fucking dark is going to have to be another day because we've already been talking about the darkest of the dark and the fucked up stuff. I feel like we maybe need a little like, whoo, okay, not necessarily a palate cleanser. We want to stay on brand because a lot of shit is happening now. We need to culture people and what's going on. But at the same time, it's like, oh, I can only take so much of the heinous shit they talk about. Now, I will show you some crazy stuff, though. Okay? For example, let me make this nice and big for you, okay? So I found this document today, and I thought, wow, this is really crazy. What is this? And as I start going through the files, I said, this is something I need to show everyone right away. So a few months ago, it's two people, and I'm not shitting you. You are my favorite turds. If you don't see what this is already and recognize how insane this is, holy shit. So I just stumbled across this. I'm just like, next. And I'm on like page 11, page 15 of like 348 pages of 50 PDF links. And I'm just going through them. What are these? And I see this and I go, this is weird. Because it's an updated case index for this case. And it's the exact case that I had actually looked up before. Because remember, I told you could take the case numbers, you could put them in, you could copy paste them, you could put them in the URL and type move or MP3 if it's no images produced. But for this one, I just put that in to see what was going on with the SDNY's updates, because apparently all the FBI shit goes through there, and then the Intel shit will go through a totally separate, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. It's just one of them. There's a formal process with shit that you fill out, that the handler fills out. It's very vague. A lot of it's redacted. It's highly secretive intel. And a lot of it will have case agents from other intelligence agencies, which there are a lot more than just the CIA and FBI. There's a ton. Some of them are like even the DIA or whatever it's called. Yeah, the DIA, not the DEA, the DIA. I like to call it the CIA for women because it's a lot of women. They have people who they handle. They call them handlers. And they're these confidential informants that are high security clearance, people who know what they're talking about, kind of like that whistleblower who blew the whistle on Jared. Anyway, those are usually pretty heavily redacted. You can't see shit on those. But I thought this was weird because this is in the emails chunk for this case and the cases before and after it that are listed under SDNY. And it seems to be an email between two New York FBI agents. And you know that because it has their quoted email address. And at the end, it has their name. And then at the end, it has their quoted email address and it tells you the departments. Yes, I posted about that, but I'll talk about that in a minute, actually. So that ended up being Juan Lee. So his ex-girlfriend, dentist, right? But he actually knew a couple of girls from that dental school. He had a couple of girlfriends too. Anyways, there's one of them that would send him emails, messages about shit going on, people she knew. I think she knew that girl based on some shit I looked into. I don't want to like say too much because I'm still kind of going through some of that, but it looks like she knew that girl possibly pretty well. And that girl's family's been through enough. You know, people have been harassing them a lot. But on the subject of Ji-Wan Lee, yes, that is in the files. And that money that was sent was just to like a GoFundMe. It's a We Pay You something link. He donated to the search party because his girlfriend who he was trying to bang sent him a link. And she used to send him links to all kinds of shit, different funds for different things. Some of them were charities for animals. One of them was fucking weird, and she flipped out on him over it. She wanted him to donate to something, and she said it was good, and he was like, yeah, I'm not going to do it. It was like a Jewish summer league or something, and she got really pissed off, and she's like, what, you don't like the Jews? And he's like, I am Jewish. It was fucking weird. Anyway, yes. Also, Madeleine McCann is in there because a woman said, I saw a woman in 2009 walking with a little girl that looked like Madeleine, and that woman looked like Jelaine. So those are both in there. Haven't seen any truth behind it. That girl, it seems, did jump off of the bridge. The specific bridge is really far away from his area. She apparently had some issues with depression, it seemed. And they were able to ping her to the bridge, and I guess there were like witnesses who saw her or something. So it seems like he was just donating to something because a girl he wanted to smash Tootsies with sent him a link and was like, donate to this. She sent him a lot of links though. And that woman was of age. He did actually his girlfriend, all of his girlfriends looked really fucking young, but some of them were of age, and they could just send. There were girls that he was like, in the words of, what's her name? The sell by date was off. Ugh. Anyway, if a girl aged out for him, like Leonardo DiCaprio style, he would still pay for their school and shit, but he would also demand, did you get your HPV vaccine? Did you get your pap smear? Well, your doctor said that you didn't. Well, who's the doctor? Oh, it's his first love, Eva. Oh, it's this gyno from Ohio. Oh, everybody is perverted and fucked up and connected to him. One woman has psych issues. He sends her to Dr. Oz. These are women and girls that he both groomed and tried to bang, and some that consider themselves ex-girlfriends. And he just pays for their school and everything as long as they tell him everything and send him nude pics once in a while. It's insane. And he lectures them if they refuse to learn a second language. Specifically French, because he wants to take them to Paris, where it's easier for him to hide his proclivities. So anyway, back to this. But good question. I'm glad you brought it up. I would have forgot to talk about that, Ji-Wan Lee. I appreciate you. Okay. So basically, I'll just tell you what I think this is, what it seems to be. This is the updated case index for the SCNY FBI case agents who handled this case. And in July 22nd, they updated this case. And what did they do? They had to make a list. Why did they have to make this list? Because Pam Bondi and a bunch of other people said, I need this in a short, concise list so I know what we need to redact. Because she wasn't answering her emails. In fact, victims tried to get a hold of her, and their attorneys had to repeatedly send to other intelligence agencies, hey, how do we get a hold of Pam Bondi? Her email's not fucking working. It's because she only took emails like this. And what is this? This is an email where at her behest, her agents went out through the files and said, when I look this up, these are the hits that I get in the full unredacted files. Now, the bottom where it says no hit, these three people are actually in there. But what's interesting is the no hit part. So this, I think, has to do with functionality. This is, we've already managed to get these out or redacted as much as possible. Positive case hits. See attachment for serials. Tried to find the attachment. Can't find it. Seems like it's down off the website. So I think they thought they got this down too, but they just got the attachment. Remember, these are in triplicates. Highlighted contains salacious information. So the worst info is about the highlighted people, right? Donald Trump, Prince Andrew, Jess Staley, Leon Black, Glenn Dubin, who was Glenn Dubin made Jeffrey the godfather of his daughters, and one of them was going to grow up and marry Epstein, which is disgusting. And Glenn Dubin's wife, Eva, was his first love. Then you have Bill Clinton, Alan Dershowitz, David Copperfield, Les Wexner, Jean-Luc Brunel, Naomi Campbell, Chris Tucker, Larry Summers, Kevin Spacey, Didier, and Bill Gates. So these people are, for some reason, all of importance, in addition to these, to take out of the files completely. And these right here have salacious information. Now, what does positive case hits? It hits on the active case that was, or the inactive case that was active against Epstein before he passed. Likely, Chris and Naomi could be there because at the time things happened. Perhaps they were considered witnesses. Maybe they'd been interviewed. I don't know. But the salacious shit is up here. And look whose name is first. Because this is what Pam was interested in. So the important names in the Jeffrey Epstein file that FBI agents are sharing as a draft so they can send it off to Pamela, these are them. Release the names, release the names. Oh, they accidentally did, you guys. Here you go. And by the way, this isn't the full client list because this was July. So this was before they'd even finished. Now you can add on Salah M, Torture Video Guy, and quite a few others. Remember, they were waiting on the videos last. Well, first there were no videos. Then all of a sudden there were. And that's going to be a tough one to ever go through because it's really fucked up. So take a look. This is the updated draft as of July. And the list has gotten bigger. And we absolutely know that. Because the co-conspirators are not all on here. But they are now. So add those to the list. And you can see why some of these are retracted. Also, Woody Allen. There's quite a few others. But as of July of last year, this is what they had. That was no hit to the specific case file, what they had so far for the active investigation that was against, I believe it was Jeffrey Epstein and then Ghislaine. But also, so no hit is also used in another document to indicate that it's not showing up when you search the files. So it could be either, but I'm leaning more towards because they're in there now. So I'm thinking that at the time, they just weren't in there yet. Remember, they got these in chunks and then they had to go through them, read them, and analyze them. And they used, 1,000 people, 500 who were lawyers, and the rest were all FBI people. So as of July, the updated case index included these. Index meaning these are the people that we need to look at. So I'm thinking there should be one after. And I did look up updated case index. But because of the exacto rule where I would have to have this entire thing right here, it's going to be tough. So what I've been doing is I've been taking this whole URL, copy pasting it, and switching out the case numbers for any SDNY cases and waiting until I see this. The problem is there's like 5,000. And also they redacted, so they still haven't given us the full amount. So, there might be even more, you guys. It's fucked up. It's real fucked up. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty fucked up. Okay, so let's stop sharing that. There's a lot more. The biggest one, we're not going to get too in-depth with Leon Black today. That's going to have to be tomorrow because that is a dark-souled motherfucker. And I do have to go soon. Tonight is meant to be kind of let's just look at some of the craziest stuff and look at some people try to hose people. Now, I will say what is weird is Leon Black, one of the worst, one of the most abusive, tortured the girls, did horrible things. The impact of what he did to those girls cannot be overstated. Or I should say, it can't be stated enough. I don't even know what I'm saying. It's just so disturbing. I'll read you a little of it. So, Jan Christensen, a lawyer, was following up in 2023 with complaints about trafficking a man named Leon Black did. Okay, Leon Black, he's the art collector guy I told you about. He was on the Museum of Modern Arts board. He helped turn art bought by Epstein and others into a sophisticated asset, right? He's also responsible for sending girls to the hospital, torturing them, doing horrific things to them. Again, we'll go over that more later. But he's also the guy who owns and runs companies like Apollo and founded Lifetouch Studios. You know, the people who take all the school pictures of your kids. And Lifetouch had to come out with a statement today, since this was all in the Epstein files and parents had picture day coming up, and they said, nope, we don't want to work with them. So this has really caused problems everywhere. He is a private equity firm, Apollo Global Management. It's billionaire co-founder. He's the co-founder, but he's also was a CEO at one point. He's posed to gain direct link to the Trump administration. On January 31st, 2025. President Trump nominated Ben Black, Leon's 40-year-old son. So right now, would you believe it? Ben Black is currently in the Trump administration. There he is. He is the chief executive officer, the CEO of our International Development Finance Corporation here for the U.S. His mother is Deborah and his dad is Leon. Here's why Leon's bad. He's in his 70s. He was a Wall Street guy. He's known Epstein for many, many years. He founded the largest private equity firm that exists, that's publicly traded. He also helps him money launder. He's one of his friends, very powerful. He's in the emails a lot. A lot of girls had a lot of victims had a lot of horrible things to say about him, as they should, because he's horrible. 7 to 8 years ago, he was sexually violent with a victim. He bites parts of her vagina. Violence was arousing for him, very painful for her. The lawyer, Christensen, represented the victim for a civil defamation case, not a sex abuse case. Went to the USAO attorney. Wait, that's the U.S. attorney. Is it AO? Why am I blanking on that? Attorney's office. Sorry, U.S. Attorney's Office in Manhattan in 2021. And even though Jan Christensen doesn't represent her anymore, she's still trying to get the attention of these people who can possibly help her in the Justice Department. Got a call from a victim woman who said that she heard about a lawsuit against Black. Victim said Black raped her around 20 years ago in Epstein's townhouse. Victim described it, felt like pain. Massage table with head on floor and legs on shoulders, excruciating. Substance abuse problems in the 1990s, preyed on by Epstein. Gave massages to Epstein and Black for money. Lives in blank now. Abuse happened in New York. And it goes on and on about all the horrible things he did. Sex toys in the rectum. It gets worse. I can't. Just, ugh. I've been reading this shit all day. It's awful. This is him. Lifetouch. They make the pictures for your kids. By the way, in case you didn't notice, someone pointed this out today, and I added a few to the list. School pictures. Leon Black. He runs them. He's in the files. Clothing for girls. Les Wexner. Epstein. Limited 2. Victoria's Secret. Bath and Body Works. All the shit. Culture to girls. How they define their bodies. What they consider to be appropriate. Remember all the words on the butts of the velour sweat shorts and pants from Victoria's Secret? Yeah, that's these guys. That's Les Wexner and Epstein coming up with that. School textbooks were Ghislaine's dad. Tech companies ran by Kimball Musk's girlfriend at the time, and Les Wexner. Code Girl, I believe is what it was called. Yeah. All those grants, Les and Epstein. Movies featuring young female rising stars. Well, that would go to Woody Allen. And of course, I forgot Weinstein. We have to put him back up there. Do you see how all these disgusting pedophiles are kind of I mean, not kind of, they're directly involved with shaping the subculture of 2 generations of teen girls at minimum. It's very, very fucking disturbing. Anyway. It's pretty fucking bad. It's pretty gross. And that monster, Leon Black, who we just talked about, yeah, his son is in the White House, appointed by Trump, buddies with Trump. And the guy standing next to Trump, our Secretary of Commerce, in there a lot, lied to us, just like Trump. Definitely saw Epstein years later. Definitely continued to stay in touch with him. Wow, dude, just wow. But anyway, cheer up, because we have Jasmine Crockett on the case. And I thought, hey, maybe you guys might like to see this, because baby bayin', and we love her. I think she might actually get shit done.
I think your fake eyelashes are messing up.
I'm just curious, just to better understand your ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
A what now?
If you could speak directly to Elon Musk, what would you say?
Fuck off.
That's it. From Cuba, convicted, homicide, arson, weapon offense.
Convicted. So what we talking about? Convict some of these perpetrators that rape these women that are sitting behind you, that you refuse to even acknowledge they are here.
Not everybody could marry Donald Trump, and I think that's quite an achievement. So I think she deserves credit for that. Nobody up here could have done it.
You sure right. I couldn't do it.
Yes, this took place today, and basically Ghislaine was like, I'm not going to participate, but we're not going to stop.
And what is your message to President Trump in that case?
Same thing. We're going to be on his ass. I mean,
Let me tell you why nobody wants to talk to y'all behind closed doors, because y'all lie. That's just the bottom line. You have done it thus far in this investigation. You have done it this far as it relates to this committee. In every single hearing, y'all spin. I don't know how y'all are still standing right now, because you should be quite dizzy from all the spinning that you're constantly doing when it comes to spinning the truth. 34 felony convictions that has still been able to roam around in your cities. Anyone?
No, ma'am.
34 felony convictions.
No,
from the immigrants. Anybody?
I'm not aware.
Oh, okay. I'm just curious, because we are so concerned about crime, and I know that my Republican colleagues would never want anybody with 34 felony convictions roaming around, because that could be a danger to the community. But I will move on to them. And the final thing that I will say is that this election, I didn't ask you a question. The final thing that I will say is that this election is the best example of why y'all are so afraid of diversity, equity, and inclusion, because then you can't have a simple-minded, underqualified white man somehow end up ascending. Instead, you've got to pay attention to the qualified black woman that is on the other side. And with that, I will yield. Okay. So I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to tell me whether or not it is Trump or trans people that are responsible. You understand? Yeah. Okay, very good. The first one, gutted medical research.
Trump.
Kidnapping Americans and sending them to foreign countries, aka deporting them.
Trump.
Driving us into a recession.
Trump.
Increasing the cost of everything.
Trump.
Waging an idiotic tariff war.
Trump.
Harming farmers.
Oh my God, it's Trump.
Ignoring the Constitution.
Trump.
Proposing to take away Social Security.
Would you believe it's Trump?
Cutting health care.
Trump.
Firing government workers who keep our country safe.
Trump.
Encouraging an environment of hate and divisiveness.
Trump. God, I love her. Oh, I love you, Jasmine. Don't worry. I have one more video, and then unfortunately, I have to go. Okay? Told you guys it's going to be kind of a short one tonight. I think tomorrow, what we're going to do, though, I have 2 more videos because I forgot about this bitch. This has nothing to do with the Epstein files. I'm just offended. I'm just offended. And I need someone else to see what I'm so mad about. Other than the Epstein files, this is what I'm mad about. Dude, thank you for watching it. I feel we cannot take our hands off their wig until we have fully snatched it. You understand? Snatch that wig, give the hair to the victims. What are you doing, Trish? Trish Alita Rita Lombardi, fucking Christ. What are you doing, Trish? Is that a tamale? Did you get it from a parking lot? Because if not, it's shit. Why are you looking at it like that, Trish? What are you about to do to it, Trish? Trisha. Trisha, I've heard you're in the next season of Euphoria with my friend Martha. I hope her character takes you out if you're about to do what I think you're about to do, ma'am. Here, everyone, let's see what old Trisha's about to fucking do. Oh my God. Mia, you don't have to do that. Hun, save it for Heed. You know what? You earned something. It's kind of old. We haven't done this in a while. But I feel like this is something that you really liked back in the day. I feel like you deserve it. I thank you very much. That will go towards flattening out Hugin. We need to flatten him out. Why? Because, Mia. Because. We have to flatten him out because it is Flat Fuck Friday. That's right. It's Flat Fuck Friday, you guys. Remember this?
It's Flat Fuck Friday, you fucking losers. It's Flat Fuck Friday. It's Flat Fuck Friday, you fucking losers. It's Flat Fuck Friday. It's Flat Fuck Friday, you fucking losers.
You fucking loser.
It's Flat Fuck Friday.
Flat as fuck is Friday.
It's Flat Fuck Friday.
I wish the song went on forever. Listen, when we flatten out Hugin, it'll make sense. I just need him to get under a door. I know he can do it. I know he can. Listen. Thank you, Mia. We'll use that to flatten out the Hugin. Okay? Now, we already watched the cool ass video of Homegirl. Okay, well, I do have another video too. So we have 2 more videos because this is, listen, Mia got me hyped up on the greedy money billionaire juice, and now I got to see Sillies. I got to show her Sillies. Okay? And I feel like you guys would appreciate this. It is the outtakes. These are the outtakes from Pam Bondi. Okay? These are the outtakes. Are you ready?
Okay. All right. I'm putting cases on all you bitches. You think you can do this shit to me? You motherfuckers will be playing basketball in Pelican Bay when I get finished with you. Shoe program, nigga, 23-hour lockdown. I'm the man up in this bitch. You will never see the light of day. Who the fuck you think you're fucking with? I'm the police. I run shit here. You just live here. Yeah, that's right. You better walk away. Go on and walk away, because I'm going to burn this motherfucker down. King Kong ain't got shit on me. Okay.
We are going to watch it again. Because I can't believe she said that. We should fire her for saying these things. This is a travesty. Send this to all of your grandmas. Send this to all of your parents, your grandmas, that lady at work that kind of just believes anything. Send this to the type of people who would get as concerned about shit as I am. What shit? Oh, I don't know. This. I have confirmed that is Carrot Top. That's actually Carrot Top. Also, what would you do if Pam Bondi yelled at you like that? I would do this.
Your Honor, defer. Miss Janice.
Judge Athens.
Your Honor, this is so unfair. Your Honor, I think I want to appeal. Your Honor. Your Honor, stop. This is propaganda. Your Honor, this is fake. Don't believe what they say.
don't believe what they say. Just believe that this happened at this hearing. Send it to everyone who would be offended by it and say, can you believe that she did this?
Okay. All right. I'm putting cases on all you bitches. You think you can do this shit to me? You motherfuckers will be playing basketball in Pelican Bay when I get finished with you. Shoe program, nigga, 23-hour lockdown. I'm the man up in this bitch. You will never see the light of day. Who the fuck you think you're fucking with? I'm the police. I run shit here. You just live here. Yeah, that's right. You better walk away. Go on and walk away, because I'm going to burn this motherfucker down. King Kong ain't got shit on me. Okay. All right. I'm putting cases on all you bitches. You think you can do this shit to me?
Okay. So now I have the thing that I wanted to show you. That is right here. Okay. Let me get this down here. All right. It's just fine. It is just fine. Let me just delete this. If we remove this. Okay. Perfect. I'm going to let this play us out. Okay. It's a 50-second video, a minute, and then a 22-second one, and then the ending. All right. So it's going to play all that. I can't go look it up or it'll pause it, you guys. It'll pause it. Remember how my screen went white and I told you I'm having technical difficulties? It's kind of hard to look up new videos because it's going to make everything white and I'm going to reboot it. But I will put it on the next one. I will put it on the next one. I promise you that. I promise. I have to go by the playlists that are open. If I close a fucking tab out, it's going to turn white. I need to look, I have a video card upgrade. I'm too lazy to finish putting it in. I will, or to start putting it in, to be honest. I cleaned the inside. The Dow. Listen to me. The Dow is unbelievable. You guys have no idea how good. Let me show you how good the Dow is, okay? Because you think it's not, and it's really fucking good. And that's just because you haven't seen how good it is. And I'm going to show you that the Dow is up. It's 50,000. It is 50,000 degrees, the Dow. And listen to me. I am the most transparent YouTuber. I literally am a parent and I'm trans. Like, what the fuck are you coming at me for? He is the best.
The president a gift like this. You know what? What do I know? Attorney General Pam Bondi, what say you?
Attorney General Pam Bondi says the gift is, quote, legally permissible and not a bribe because Trump isn't giving Qatar anything in return.
There you have it, right? Trump hasn't given them anything, and it's been like 36 hours. You know what? And I trust her. She's the Attorney General. You know, just a quick fact check. What did she do before she was the Attorney General?
We should point out that Bondi previously worked as a foreign lobbyist for the nation of Qatar, earning about $115,000 a month.
Right. You know, it looks bad, but if you have to understand, that's a lot of money. And money feels good to have and to spend. So now I get it.
And then this one's my favorite. I don't know if you know this, but you guys have $858 million, again, almost $1 billion, okay, of money to give out bonuses to people. And so listen, bonuses are great when people do good work, but $858 million sounds like a lot of money. That's like a $40,000 bonus to every employee in all of ICE.
You raise a profoundly serious point in your inimitable way, Mr. Moskowitz. Well, the bonuses, that is a huge bonus budget. Yeah. What does that work out? Have you done the math to see what that works out in terms of bonus per ICE employee?
$42,000 for every employee in a bonus, in addition to their salary.
A $42,000 bonus?
Yeah, $42,000. And I, because you and I sometimes are symbiotic, you're probably going to ask me, what is the average bonus for the American worker in this country?
Do you know what that is?
It's $2,500.
That's the average Christmas bonus is $2,500.
The average Christmas bonus, because Christmas is back, the average Christmas bonus is $2,500, but they want to give $42,000.
It's interesting that we're being accused of wanting all kinds of criminals to be on the streets, or that we don't believe that people should show up to their meetings and appointments. Last time I checked, there's a lot of people that are actually being grabbed as they are going in for their appointments. In fact, we know that one of the candidates that was recently running in this mayoral, he ended up being arrested because he decided that he was actually going to escort people that are actually showing up to their meetings. Or we know that the Pope, yes, the Pope himself, decided that the church may need to have people that are going to escort people as they're going into their meetings. Because the reality is that what they are claiming what they want to do versus what they're actually doing, the actions don't match up. And while we are supposed to be talking about visas, somehow we continue to cherry pick and talk about one criminal act and another criminal act. And it is so very interesting to me that, yes, we will say people are xenophobic, because when you start to decide that just because somebody came from another country, they are automatically some kind of criminal, that does sound kind of xenophobic to me, because you are using a paintbrush to paint an entire group of people where the vast majority of them are coming here because they are actually seeking a better life. But let me get to what this hearing is supposed to be about. The idea that Trump and my Republican colleagues want to restore integrity and security in the visa process is actually a joke. Let me be clear. Integrity is not snatching lawful visa holders off the streets and throwing them into unmarked vans. Integrity is not revoking visas based on social media posts that hurt somebody's little feelings because kids decide that they want to go after Trump or this administration. We have a thing called free speech in this country. And since we're talking about integrity, I'm confused as to why my Republican colleagues aren't talking about the lack of integrity when it comes to the president's family's visas. Let me remind y'all that Melania, the first lady, a model, and when I say model, I'm not talking about Tyra Banks, Cindy Crawford, or Naomi Campbell level, applied for and was given an EB-1 visa. And what that stands for is an Einstein visa. Now, y'all that don't know, let me tell you how you receive an Einstein visa. You're supposed to have some sort of significant achievement, like being awarded a Nobel Peace Prize or a Pulitzer, being an Olympic medalist, or having other sustained extraordinary abilities and success in sciences, arts, education, business, or athletics. Last time I checked, the First Lady had